Super fast tortoise in the game, ready to ignite. Put up a fight, gonna leave them all in fright. Playing Magic the Gathering on a Saturday night. Summoning creatures, casting spells with all his might. Sipping on more coffee to stay awake and bright. Caffeine was fueling his creativity inside. Got a YouTube channel where he's shining so bright. MTT3, the show that takes flight. He's a lyrical beast, spitting fire with every bite. Black metal flow, pounding beats to inside. No one can stop him, he's on a meteoric height. Super fast tortoise, the champion of the fight.
Hit that subscribe button. Become a part of the creep.
Too much to take, so it's lit. MTT3, are you game? Rise, creep, rise, building a following as we game. Spitting fire like a dragon, no one can bring us down. MTT3 in the house, we own this town. Ripping through the beats with a fury.
Well, hello, everybody out there. We got Hillbilly and I going through a deck tech that's budget of $166, which is pretty budget. Most decks nowadays run like $200+ for like strong high level decks. I mean, sometimes you get very synergistic decks for less, but this deck is weird. It's very, like, on paper, the deck looks like it should run phenomenally. But when you play the deck, like, meh.
You just never know how a deck's going to play until you actually sit down and play it. I mean, it might look good, but play like crap.
Right. Well, it doesn't play like crap. It's just very slow. Very slow. Let's see.
Well, not crap. I ain't what word I'm looking for. I mean, the deck might run too slow. And until you sit down and actually play the deck against somebody.
Right. So for those of you watching, this deck tech is going to be showing you like a beginner's deck. This deck's really good for beginners. It's very self-explanatory what it does, what you're looking for. Its win conditions are there. This deck needs improving overall. But if like you have a friend that wants to get into Magic and like say you buy the deck for them, buy the cards for them, they won't have a bad time. They won't have a bad time. It's very fun. It's a power level 4 deck as Hillbilly disappears. It's a very power level 4 deck. Like I already checked the power listing. Watch. So this is Card Realms calculator. I put the deck list in here. Here's the deck list.
Go.
It's power level 4, meaning it's slower but works.
That's about what mine comes up to, 4 or 5.
Right. And for those of you in chat who want to check out Card Realms for yourself, a link to Card Realms is in the chat right there. Right there. So if you ever want to test your decks on cardrealms.com, you can. Oh, yeah, you got it. It's right there. It's right there. Check it out. But yeah, so this deck is not like super powerful, but it's very synergetic. It cares about drawing and ramping. That's what you want to do. There could definitely be better draw and ramp spells and pump spells. Like one card I need to get for this deck, which is like $5. I thought it'd be cheaper, but it's like $5. That Overwhelming Forces card you got, the one that gives creatures you control +X until end turn. I need to get a copy of that for this. Wow. Yeah, and because like I got Overrun, which is a card that was Overwhelming Forces was based off of, where it gives all your creatures +3/+3 and trample.
Nice.
Right. But there's a couple win conditions. The removal in this deck is very weird. There's no Chaos Warp in this deck. There's no strong removal. And I need to figure out removal because I do have a Pongify that could be in this deck, but I don't know. Let's check it out. All right.
Do you have any battles in there, perhaps?
Babbles?
Yep.
No, battles.
Yeah, battle
no,
card.
Okay. No, I didn't have any battles. I do have a Battle of Ixalan, but
okay. What color is it?
Blue, red, green, which I'm about to get to.
Ooh.
Yeah, it's a fun color combination. Here's the commander. Maelstrom Wanderer costs 8 mana, 5, 6, 7, 8. He says creatures you control have haste.
Ooh.
He has Cascade. So you cascade twice off the costing of this commander.
Ooh.
So for 8 mana, you get up to 3 spells. Hopefully you can play all the spells, because sometimes it's a miss, like you pull off a counter spell off Cascade instead of a creature or something. Or sometimes your Cascade's very low. Or sometimes your Cascade's a jackpot. You're like, ding, 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 good card. It's a gamble. But Maelstrom Wanderer is one of the OG commanders from back in the day when they first made Temur a color pie. Temur wasn't called Temur back then. People were calling it Rug, RUG for red, blue, green. Yeah.
Wow.
So this card is very fun. It's 7/5. It doesn't have trample or anything. It's just, classic commander. The funny thing, I was looking up when I first started building this deck, I had Lumra Bella of the Woods. Mana for a star creature has Vigilance Reach. When she enters, you mill yourself 4 cards and put all land cards from your graveyard onto the battlefield. So I was going to build a mono green deck originally, but I realized I didn't have a lot of removal, didn't have a lot of draw, which not true. I do have a fair amount of mono green draw when building the deck, but there wasn't a lot of payoff, which I needed. Because, like when you have creatures and your opponents have creatures, it gets hard to get through there.
Yep.
Now, Lumra's power and toughness is equal to the amount of lands you control. That's pretty aggressive. Yeah. It's pretty awesome. I like it. It's pretty chill.
Yep. Pretty good card, actually.
Yeah.
One more is.
Yeah, I have 2 of them, and each of them are in a deck now.
Nice.
And what is it? On the side showing she's like, oh, wow, she's more expensive than I thought. It's like a $10, $12 card.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. Good card. Because one of them I got was a foil in a random pack, and I pulled one in a fat pack.
Wow.
Yeah. I want to build a deck around it. Then I ended up putting them in decks. All right. But yeah, that's chill. So what am I going to do is go here, remove that from the screen. I'm going to blow myself up. Like, I could go through a website and show you the cards in the deck, but I want to get personal with you here. Where are we? There we go. I want to go through the cards in the deck.
Cool.
So,
perfect.
there you go. There we go. We got Maelstrom Wanderer as commander, which we went over through. For those who don't know how Cascade works, when you cast a spell, you cascade first. So you cast a spell, and the Cascade spells that you cast enter the battlefield if it's a creature, or play first before Maelstrom Wanderer enters the battlefield. Enter the battlefield if it's a creature. Ooh, I heard my voice. Yeah, chill. So that's what's good. So this land, the land base in this deck is very super basic. I have a Myriad Landscape. Because I had an extra one. I have a Yavimaya Coast.
Ooh.
Yeah. A 9th edition one, thanks to James Willis. Boop, boop.
Nice.
Got Temple of Mystery. I got all 3 temples. I didn't realize I had all temples for this deck. Got a random Copperline Gorge full art, which I got out of a pack a long time ago. Never thought I'd use it because red green is usually out of my color pie of what I like. But blue green is evolved. Got Temple of Abandoned. A 9th edition Shivan Reef.
Ooh.
A Temple of Epiphany.
Nice.
Now, I'd love to get the other lands for from Outlaw of the Thunder Junction that ping and damage in this deck. But I got Eroded Canyon, which when it enters the battlefield does 1 damage to a target opponent. Yeah. It's pretty cool. I do have a command tower in this deck, which is pretty staple. I'm running a Terramorphic Expanse and an Evolving Wilds. And one card that's like Evolving Wilds and Terramorphic Expanse, but it's a step better, is a Bountiful Landscape. It works like Evolving Wilds, but this card particularly searches for a forest, island, or mountain basic land. Or if you don't need it, you can pay one of each color and cycle it from your hand to draw a card and replace it.
Nice.
Yeah. And it's good. It's good for landfall triggers because there's a couple landfall creatures in this deck. Now I got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12 forests in this deck. One of them is a snow land. One of them is a regular land because I didn't have enough. The rest are full art.
Well, you need some lands. I got plenty of lands.
Full art lands?
I don't know if they're full art or not. I'd have to check.
Yeah. I'm pretty sure I got enough basics. I'm just talking about the full arts I don't have enough of.
No.
I got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 mountains. Well, there used to be 7, but I did replace one for one of the fetch lands.
Okay.
I got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 islands, which one of them is a snow-covered land. The snow-covered lands, like if I had a snow-covered mountain, I'd put it in here. They're in here just for one card, and that's a very iffy thing. It's not an amazing card to put them in there for, but it's a snake that gets death touch if you have a snow permanent.
Oh, okay. Now I see why you got those in there. I was wondering why you put snowlands in it.
Yep, and those are the only 2 snowlands I had, so I'm like, why not just play them? Now, I need more haste engines in this deck to be more aggro, but I do have a copy of Wing Boots for some protection and to give a creature flying, which is pretty solid.
Nice.
And I'm running a Swiftfoot Boots in this deck. Yeah, Swiftfoot Boots. This is the one I got from Foundations. It's kind of miscut. It's the only copy I had available, so I'm like, I will use it. I will use it. Put those over here. 2 cards that are worth playing in any blue deck. I'm running Aetherspouts. Cost 5 mana instant. And it says for each attacking creature, its owner puts it on top or bottom of his or her library. This is a good against other Stompy aggro decks. Obviously, I'm in colors that kind of rough with board wipes on the cheap end because I just don't run Cyclonic Rifts all the time because those are expensive cards. But Aetherspouts is a good $4 card. It is. You want it, you buy it, you play it. It's good against when your opponents try to go for you. Then a card you're familiar with, different art from your card, is Aetherize.
Ooh, yeah.
Yeah, Aetherize. 4 mana blue, return all attacking creatures to their owner's hand.
Such a good card.
Oh, yeah. Sets your opponent's back pretty decent for 4 mana.
Yep.
Yeah. Then the one board wipe I do have in this deck, it's not really classified as a board wipe, but it is Blasphemous Act. Costs 9 mana, but it costs 1 less to play, 1 colorless less to play for each creature on the battlefield. It deals 13 damage to each creature.
Ooh, nice.
Pretty good. Pretty good. I have a card that I used to play back in Rise of Eldrazi. Momentous Fall. This is a very tough card to play. Costs 2 generic, 2 green. As additional cost to cast this spell, you sacrifice a creature. It's instant. You draw cards equal to the sacrificed creature's power, then you gain life equal to its toughness. Yep. Good card.
Yeah, it is. I like it.
Thank you. I used to love that card so much. Now, some secret tech in this deck that I didn't realize I had this card or what it did until I went looking through cards. So I got Bramble Sovereign. This card's amazing.
Ooh.
Yep. 2 generic, 2 green. So 4/4. Dryad Arbor, or Dryad. Whenever another non-token creature enters the battlefield, you may pay a generic and a green. If you do, that creature's controller creates a token that's a copy of that creature.
Nice.
So you can play politics with this, where you can double up on your opponent's creatures if they're helping you out.
Mm-hmm.
Or you can just play a big creature, and if you have the mana, you pay it, you copy it. Hope to God it's not legendary, because the legend roll applies.
Yeah.
Yeah. Now we got a fan favorite, Trigon Predator.
Oh yeah, we know who plays that a lot.
Yeah, that's right. Good old card. 1 generic green blue, 2/3 flyer. When it deals combat damage, that player you did combat damage to, you get to destroy an artifact or enchantment.
Nice.
Yeah, pretty solid little beast. The only piece of recursion, because I don't have an Eternal Witness in this deck or anything, is Creeping Renaissance. Costs 3 generic, 2. Says you choose a permanent type. He says return all cards of the chosen type from your graveyard to your hand. In this case, you're most likely saying creatures. This is a creature heavy deck. And has flashback for 7. Yeah. Helps get you back in the game when it shows up.
Yep.
All right. Now, a card that I don't see people play a lot that's really good for creature-based decks is Teleportal. Costs a red and a blue. It says target creature you control gets +1/+0 until in turn and can't be blocked. But it has Overload for 5. Overload. Yeah. Overload. For 3 generic, a red and a blue, you give all your creatures +1/+0 and unblockability until in the turn.
Nice.
This helps you get rid of a player, basically.
Yeah, it does.
Yeah. Similar in vein to Teleportal, we have Sleep. Sleep costs 2 generic, 2 blue. It says you tap all creatures target player controls.
Ooh.
So they can't block. Right? Those creatures don't untap during the next player's untap step. So it holds them down for another turn.
Wow.
Yeah, Sleep is very powerful for an uncommon.
Yeah, it is.
Yeah, this would be mythic if it was instant or had flash.
Yep.
Or if it was on or something like that. Yep. They call this a game-winning card in the deck tech on Architect because it could be a game-winning card. Overrun is the original Overwhelming Forces card. Overwhelming Forces came after this card.
Yep.
Even though this version's from Foundations, I was happy I pulled this from Foundations because I wanted to use it because it's one of my favorite green cards, mono green cards. It says creatures you control get +3/+3 and gain trample until end of turn.
Nice.
Yeah, so that's good when you have a big board.
Yep.
Oh yeah. Now another card that's a go wide card that I decided I could use in this deck is called Strength of the Pack. For 6 mana, you put 2 +1/+1 counters on each creature you control.
Nice.
So it's a board buff. It has dinosaurs on it. I don't have enough dinosaurs in this deck. That's pretty solid. Now for player removal late game, I have a Devil's Play. 1 red X, deal X damage to target creature or player. And has flashback for 3 red and X.
Nice.
Yeah. Pretty solid little card there.
Yeah, it is.
One card I got from you here, Billy.
What, that card?
Yep, Primal Might, this foil version.
Oh, yep.
Cost a green and X. So target creature gets +X/+X until in turn. Then it fights up to 1 target creature you don't control. So it could be removal. But it's a big buff. Trying to show the T-Rex in the picture, the ghostly T-Rex, but it's not coming up very well.
Yeah, you can't hardly see it. It's too foily.
Yeah, too foily, too pretty. Now, one card I got from Tibalt's Apprentice a while back ago that made it this deck. It was during one of the times like it says, look for a card, ask it, I'll send it to you.
Nice. Fire Emancipation.
Fire Emancipation. I'm like, I just said this card to see if he would send it. And he did.
Wow.
3 generic, 3 red. If a source you control would deal damage to a permanent or player, it deals triple that damage to that permanent or player instead. That is insanity.
Yeah.
That's a game winner card too.
Yep.
One card I got that helps this deck out. You notice there's a lot of green red pips in here, so there's a focus on green red mana in this deck.
Mm-hmm.
You got a natural growth. Costs 1 generic and 4 green, 5 total for an enchantment. So at the beginning of each combat, double the power and toughness of each creature you control until end of turn.
Yep. And that's every combat. Your combat, your opponent's combat.
Yep. It's insanity.
Oh, yeah. I used to run this in standard.
Right? That's one of the cards I looked at. I'm like, I could build a mono green deck. But another card I got that's pre-conish is Aggressive Mammoth. Costs 3 generic, 3 green. It's an 8/8 with trample, and it just says other creatures you control have trample.
Nice.
Yeah. It's no Primal Rage, but it's a 8/8 creature with trample. That's pretty solid.
Yeah, you gotta love the trample.
Mm-hmm. Trample. Then a card I got in here for fun is Rurik Thar, the Embowed. Vigilance Reach. 6 mana, 6/6. When he attacks each turn of Fable. But he has a caveat, because this is a creature-heavy deck with non-creature synergies. It says whenever a player casts a non-creature spell, Rurik Thar deals 6 damage to that player.
Dang.
Yeah.
What's up, Johnny?
Hey, Johnny Zert.
Mirror Box could help you get around the legend rule.
Yeah, that's true. I believe I actually have a copy of that somewhere.
Oh.
I think so, but I don't know.
Nice.
All right. Next card I put in here, just because it's a better Colossal Dreadmaw, is Galwind Moose.
Vigilance, Reach, Trample, and Flash.
Yes.
Nice.
6 mana. 6 mana, 6/6 with Vigilance, Reach, and Trample. Yep. Pulled this out of a pack and saved it. I'm like, I'll probably use this in a deck one day.
Mm-hmm.
Yep.
These high-costing creatures ain't nothing to a commander deck, but to a standard deck, it kind of hurt.
Yeah. Yeah. You'll see the ramp section. It's pretty decent.
Yep.
But you can tell, like, a lot of my big creatures are budget. Very cheap.
Mm-hmm.
You got Skarga Goliath, 6, 7, 8 mana for a 9/9 with trample.
Ooh.
Or for 7 mana, 5 and 2 green, you can discard them from your hand to give a creature +9/+9/+9 and trample until end turn.
Ooh.
Yeah.
Nice.
Yeah. He's just there. See, I don't have enough recursion in this deck to get it back, so it's a very tough call if I play him or cast him or Blood Rush him.
Right.
Right. Pretty solid 9/9. I mean, he's a big beater.
Yeah. Tough to get through.
Yep. Then I got the budget Avengers in the car. I got Phylath World Sculptor. Cost 4 generic, a red and a green. When he comes into play, you put a 0/1 green plant creature token for each basic land you control.
Ooh.
Kind of hints why I have a lot of basic land.
Uh-huh.
Landfall. Whenever a land enters the battlefield under your control, put 4 +1/+1 counters on target permanent. Hold on.
No, target plant.
On target plant, yes. That's what I meant. There we go. Then I got Avengers in the car in the deck.
Oh.
Got a copy from a long time ago, pack fresh. When he enters the battlefield, create a 0/1 plant creature token for each land you control. Whenever a land enters the battlefield under your control, put a +1/+1 counter on each plant you control.
Nice.
Yeah. A little bit of landfall there.
Yep.
Now I have Gruul Rage Beast. 5, 6, 7. 7 mana for a 6/6. When Gruul the Rage Beast or another creature enters the battlefield under your under your control. Target creature fights target creature an opponent controls.
Ah.
So it's kind of a removal route. So if you play a big old creature and your opponent has little creatures, you can knock some of those creatures out.
Yep.
Yeah. Then, as we saw earlier, we got Lumra, Bella of the Woods. 6 mana, Star, Vigilance Reach. Power toughness is equal to the amount of lands you control. Once she enters the battlefield, mill 4 cards, then return all land cards from your graveyard to the battlefield.
Nice. Pretty
solid. Then a card I had for years, and I'm like, I don't know if I'll ever use that in a deck. We got Grixis Horde. Hold on. Grixis Horde costs 7 mana for a 7/7. That's trample. You play at the top card of your library revealed. You may cast the top card of your library if it's a creature card.
Oh, nice.
Yeah. Big old stompy stomp creature. No, in the stompy stomp realm, yeah, Goreclaw, Terra, Calcima. 4 mana, 4/3. Creature spells you cast with power 4 or greater cost 2 less to cast, so it reduces.
Oh, nice.
Now, whenever Goreclaw, Terra, or Calcima attacks, each creature you control with power 4 or greater get +1/+1 and gain trample until end turn.
Nice. That's a promo card too, there, ain't it?
Yeah, I pulled this out of the M19 Fat Pack.
Nah.
Not Fat Pack, but the M19
pre-release. Yeah, pre-release. Yeah.
Yep. Pretty solid. Next card I put in here just for the fun of it. All right. And it's a good card. 6 mana, 5/5. You have Arjun, the Shifting Flame. He has flying. And whenever you cast a spell, you put the cards in your hand at the bottom of your library in any order and draw that many cards.
Ooh. That's not a bad ability at all.
No, he helps you cycle through your deck faster so you can get the bigger stuff.
Yep.
And I've played around with it. He's pretty powerful in playtesting in a Stompy Stomp deck. You're like, oh, I'm just getting answers every time. Or I'm getting big old creatures every time I cycle. So he does a lot.
Oh, yeah.
He does a lot. It's a Sphinx Wizard. Love it. Now, it's a classic card. It's been printed rare once, but it's been uncommon. This is the original printing from Rise of Eldrazi. It's Peleka Worm. Costs 4 generic and 3 green. 7/7 trample. When it enters the battlefield, you gain 7 life. When Peleka Worm is put into a graveyard from the battlefield, draw a card. It's kind of like a green Solemn Simulacrum. But instead of drawing a card or searching a land searching a library for a land, you gain 7 life, which is pretty strong.
Yeah. That's actually a little bit stronger than the Sad Robot.
Just a little. Just a little.
I think I'd rather have the life than the land sometimes.
Then another card I got from Hillbilly.
Oh, yeah. I remember that.
Kogla, the Titan Ape. You snuck this in our trades. Yes, because I didn't ask for this card, but now it's getting played.
I wouldn't do a thing like that.
Cost 3 generic, 3 green for a 7/6. Says when Kogla, the Titan Ape, enters the battlefield, it fights up to 1 target creature that you don't control. Whenever Kogla attacks, destroy target artifact or enchantment defending player controls. I can pay 1 and a green, return Kogla, or return a human you control to its owner's hand. Kogla gains indestructible until the turn. Well, I do not have a human in this deck that I know of, but that's a pretty good card.
Yeah, it is.
So that's removal on a stick for enchantments and artifacts.
Hey, shoot, I'm getting told on there.
If you had a lot of tramplers, Proud Wildbinder can be an additional win con. Oh, that's pretty cool. I never heard of that card. All right, this card I pulled out of a Deathsworn pack. And I read it. I'm like, why is this thing not rare? It's uncommon. It's a 9/9 with trample. No downside.
Well, there's a card that you can play to get this out onto the battlefield for free. However, you have to have 3 of the cards, and you can only have 1 in Commander.
Oh, okay. That makes sense. For 7 mana, you get a 9/9 with trample. Whenever Altanak, the Thrice-Called becomes the target of a spell or ability and opponent controls, draw a card. I could pay 2, a generic and a green, to discard this card from my hand. And I can return a land card from my graveyard to the battlefield. Yeah.
Now forget the name of the card that fetches him, but it'll fetch him out of your graveyard, our deck, our hand, and play him for free.
Oh, nice. So now we're getting to the segment Hillbilly loves the most in these decks.
Oh yeah.
Look, a counter spell.
I played my counter spell.
Yeah. So we're casting counter spell in this deck because I don't have a good removal. And counter spell is the best removal when you have no removal.
Yep.
I'm running counter spell. Mystic Snake, which is a 4-mana 2/2 that counters a spell when it enters the battlefield.
Ooh, flash on that thing.
Flash. Yep. Frilled Mystic, which is just like Mystic Snake, but it costs 2 blue and 2 green instead. And it enters when it enters the battlefield, you counter target spell.
Nice.
So the cool thing, if I had a bounce effect in here, I could double up on those counter spells, but I don't.
Man.
Then I got Counterflux. Cost 2 blue and red. It says Counterflux can't be countered by spells or abilities. It says counter target spell you don't control.
Ooh.
But it has Overload.
Oh.
And I have to explain this for those who don't know why Overload's on a counter spell, because it effectively only counters one spell. Overload will clear the stack from Cascade.
Ah.
Yeah. So if someone else is trying to Cascade and overloads the spell, it counters all those Cascade triggers.
Huh.
Yeah.
I was wondering about that myself because that kind of got me confused there.
Yep. That's why it's there. It clears off the stacks. Then a counter spell that I thought of Hillbilly about. When I literally thought of Hillbilly when I saw this card, because he's always countering my stuff. Is Mind Swipe, which costs a red and a blue and X. It says counter target spell unless its controller pays X mana. Mind Swipe deals X damage to that spell's controller.
Oh.
Yeah, so it's a counter spell effect that burns your opponents.
Dang gone, that's a Mind Swiper.
That's right. Now to get to some draw spells, or draw effects, I should say, kind of things. I do got a Grooks Uprising. Nice. This one I got from Foundations. I got because Mad Saxon gave me a copy, but that's in a deck. This one's not. This one I pulled from a pack.
Nice. I'm
like, funny because he did. Grooks Uprising is pretty solid. Now, one card I think I need to this deck is I can't think of the name. The 5-mana Simic creature that whenever land enters the battlefield to gain life, draw a card. I think that could work in this deck, but I don't have one.
Yeah, I can't think of name that dang on card. Dag blanket.
Right. But Grooks Uprising gives all your creatures trample. If you control a creature power 4 greater, draw a card, and whenever a creature with power 4 greater enters the battlefield, draw a card. Pretty solid draw card.
Yup.
And then I got Emoti, Celebrant of Bounty. Costs 3 generic, a green and a blue. It has Cascade.
Ooh.
And spells you cast with mana value 6 or greater have Cascade. I put this in the deck because there's a good amount of 6 or greater creatures. Fathom Mage, which is like a Beast Whisper, but it's not.
Huh.
Beast Whisper is strictly better in general.
Okay.
But this one is different because it has a bonus to itself. So, Fathom Mage has Evolve. Evolve says whenever a creature's power or toughness bigger than it enters the battlefield, you put a +1 counter on Fathom Mage. Fathom Mage says whenever a +1 counter is put on her, you draw a card.
Oh, nice.
Yeah.
Good draw ability there.
You're right. I'm like, if I run Beast Whisper, there's no reason why I can't run this because I have a handful of big, beefy creatures.
Yep.
Right. Then I got Beast Whisper in this deck.
Nice.
Which also came from Hillbilly.
Yep.
Then I got Path of Discovery. I had a copy of this and I didn't know where I wanted to put it. I could have put it in any deck I had that was a dinosaur deck, basically.
Mm-hmm.
But I figured I'd put in this deck because this deck needs all the help it can get. 3 generic and a green. You got an enchantment. Says whenever a creature enters the battlefield under your control, it explores. And exploring is you reveal the top card of your library. If it's a land card, put it in your hand. If otherwise, put a +1 counter on that creature. Then put the card back on top of your library or into your graveyard.
Yep.
Good deck fixing. I want to play tested. This card ranked pretty high as a good card to help me filter out through junk I didn't need.
Oh, yeah, it's a good filter card.
Oh, yeah. Kiora Behemoth Beckoner. I just had a random copy of this. I'm like, I need more draw for creatures. 2 generic and a green or blue hybrid mana. Planeswalker Kiora. Whenever a creature with power 4 or greater enters the battlefield under your control, draw a card. More draw card shenanigans. And she comes with 7 loyalty. And I can -1 her to untap target permanent. So if I attack with a big creature, I can untap it to make it a blocker.
Nice.
So a little tech.
Yep.
They got Elemental Bond, which I'm surprised they even had this. It's one of the things I looked at. I'm like, I could build a mono green deck, and I ended up building this deck. 2 generic and a green enchantment. Whenever a creature with power 3 or greater enters the battlefield under your control, draw a card.
Nice.
Yeah. Then a random card I had is Lifecaster's Bestiary. 3 generic artifact. At the beginning of your upkeep, scry 1. Whenever you cast a creature spell, you may pay a green. If you do, draw a card. See, you can tell I'm really digging for the draw cards.
Yep.
Now I got Season of Growth, which I might take. I might take this card out of the deck, but I don't have anything good to replace it with. When it enters the battlefield under your control, scry 1. Whenever you cast a spell that targets a creature you control, draw a card. Yeah. As you can tell, there's not a lot of spells that target my own creatures.
Right. Well, there's one card that's coming out that I think that would help this deck. It's a blue card. And you get to untap all your permanents.
Oh, yeah.
And I think that might help this deck.
Not a bad idea. Like, yeah, season of growth probably needs to be replaced. It's only scrying when it enters the battlefield. I just thought about that after reading it.
But that one card that I'm thinking about, it might help your deck a little bit.
Right.
Of course, I could be wrong because I've never built a commander deck before.
Right.
But that's
I got more draw in this deck for different draws, and I got a classic commander in here. Nin the Pain Artist.
Ooh.
She's very flavorful. I purposely put this card in this deck because it could either help me or B, remove a player from the game.
Yeah.
Right? So she costs a blue and a red for a 1/1. She's a legendary creature of Vidalcan Wizard. You can pay a red and a blue and X, and you can deal X damage to target creature, any creature. That creature's controller draws X cards. And in cases where someone's low on cards in their deck, you can mill them out.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
That worked greatly against my Necron deck.
Good. Necron deck's probably more powerful than this. Now, here's the card I put the snow permits in. It's Ice Fang Coddle. Costs a green and blue, has flash. It's a 1/1 with flying. So when Ice Fang Coddle enters the battlefield, draw a card. And if you control a snow permanent, like those lands, it has Death Touch.
Oh.
So that's what's in there. I really didn't need the Death Touch because it's a 1/1, but if I do have it, it's a trader. They can trade cards.
Yep.
All right. They got Coiling Oracle.
Oh, I got a couple more of those.
Yeah, green blue 1/1. When it enters the battlefield, you reveal the top card of your library. If it's a line card, put it in the battlefield tapped. Otherwise, put it in your hand.
Yep.
Oh, it's put it into the battlefield. Not tap.
Battlefield.
Yeah. Sweet. Pretty good card.
Yeah, we got, that is Battlefield.
Yep. I got Elvish Visionary. 2 mana, 1/1. If that one enters the battlefield, draw a card. And you got Wall of Blossoms. It's a 2 mana, 0/4 with Defender. 1 enters the battlefield, draw a card. So just some quick draws. Now let's look through the ramp. Let's look through the ramp, everybody. We got Troyan Gusty Explorer. He costs a generic, a blue, and a green for a 1/3. He has tap to add a green and a blue to your mana pool. Only uses mana to cast spells with power 5 or greater, or mana value 5 or greater, or with X in the mana cost. So it's helped to get those big creatures out faster.
Nice.
But if I can't use him at the moment, I can pay a blue, tap him to draw a card, then discard a card. He loots. Yeah.
Cool.
Then I got a card that I love in limited. But he'll do good here. Zertod Druid, costs a red and green. It taps for a green to your mana pool. But separately from that, whenever he becomes tapped for mana, it deals 1 damage to each opponent.
Ooh, nice.
Yeah. Then a newer card that I read, I'm like, well, I'm running big creatures in this deck. It won't hurt. Running a Wondertail Mentor. Costs a red and a green. With for a 2/2 Raccoon Bard. Whenever you expend 4, put a +1 counter on Wondertail Mentor. You expend 4, you spend mana. When you spend your 4th total mana to cast a spell or cast spells this turn, draw a card. So, big creatures that cost like 6 mana will expend really quick.
Oh, yeah.
So, it's a decent little counter ability. Then I got Leafkin Druid, 2 mana, 0/3, Elemental Druid. Taps to add a green to your mana pool. But if you control 4 or more creatures, add 2 green instead.
Nice.
Yeah. Then we have Birds of Paradise. 1 mana, 0/1. Add 1 mana of any color to your mana pool.
Cool.
You got an Elvish Mystic. I had a hard time deciding Elvish Mystic or Lion War Elves. I have both. I even have Findhorn Elves. But I'm like, I'm going to put an Elvish Mystic. I like the artwork better. So I'll put an Elvish Mystic. So 1 mana, 1/1 that taps for green. Got a Soul Ring. I do not have an Arcane Signet for this deck, so I just got a Soul Ring.
Soul Ring.
Now for non-mana rock or mana derps, I got Solemn Simulacrum in this deck.
Ooh. Sad robot.
Sad robot. Yes, whenever this creature enters the battlefield, you may search your library for a basic land card. Put that onto the battlefield tapped. When this creature dies, you may draw a card.
I don't know why they picked up that nickname, Sad Robot.
Because the original artwork for Solemn Simulacrum had a picture of a pro player who looked at the picture. Yep. You got Toperi Stomper.
Toperi Stomper.
That's right. 1 mana, 2 green, 4/4. Vigilance. Toperi Stomper enters the battlefield. Search your library for a basic land card. Put it onto the battlefield tapped and shuffle. And Toperi Stomper can't attack or block unless its controller, unless you control 7 or more lands. Pretty good card. Just need the mana. A random card in here that I'm like, we'll run it because I have it. Is Jade Light Ranger.
No.
Generic 2 green, 2/1. 1 enters the battlefield, it explores and explores again.
Cool.
So you can see all the green cards I have in here. You're like, yeah, you can see why I thought I could build a mono green deck.
Yep.
You got Farhaven Elf, 2 generic and a red, or 2 generic and a red, 2 generic and a green. When Farhaven Elf enters the battlefield, you may search your library for a basic land card and put that onto the battlefield tapped and shuffle your library. Yep.
Interesting.
Yeah, I don't have Rampant Growth or any good, really solid mana searches. So I'm running what I got. I got Cultivate, cost 2 generic and a green. Search your library for 2 basic line cards, put 1 in the battlefield tapped and 1 in your hand. So you can see the deck. You can see the deck builds up pretty good.
Oh, yeah.
But it's just, slow.
Yep. You need a Battle of Zendikar.
That'd be a good good enchantment for this deck.
Yep. I mean, it's a battle. You attack it, it turns into a land creature.
Right, I'm thinking of a different card. I'm thinking of a different card.
Turns into a 4/4 land creature.
Yeah, I don't want to attack in battles. I want to attack my opponents. What card am I thinking of? MTG.
A Battle of Zendikar. It costs 4 mana, and when you play it, you get to search for 2 lands and put onto the battlefield tapped.
Yeah, that's not bad. I got cards like that. Like Explosive Vegetation. See, I'm trying to think of the card.
But I like that Battle of Zendikar. I'm actually want one for my Manifest Dread deck.
What card am I thinking of that has Zendikar in the name?
Zendikar Rising. I don't know if that's a card or not. Like, they've made so many. Wizards says
Zendikar Resurgent.
Wow, Resurgent.
Yeah.
That was close. I said Rising, which is close to that. They both start with R.
Well, Zendikar Resurgent doubles your mana. It says whenever you tap a land for mana, add 1 mana to your mana pool of the type of the land can produce. When you cast a creature spell, draw a card for 7 mana.
That ain't bad.
No, it's not. That's the card I was thinking of when you said Battle for Zendikar.
Yeah. That costs 7. Battle Zendikar costs 4.
Right. But yeah. Anyways, present. Share screen for those who've been around for this time. Let's get to. Here's the deck tech. Here's the deck of all the cards. Here's the list of all the cards.
Nice.
Mana cost is heavy and green. Blue is a close second. And red is the third. Mana production is blue, green, red. Sunny is 23% of the cost in the deck is blue, 14 is red, and 63% of the deck is green. Here's a mana curve. Got 5 1-drops, but I got a good amount of 2-drops. A good amount of 3-drops and 4-drops. So the mana curve is pretty steady, and 3-drops, 4-drops is why the deck's kind of slow. I need cards that are 3-drops are good as 4-drop. And everything 5 and greater is big. You see my 6 mana cost has 9 drops in it. So mana curve is decent, but it could definitely use a little more speed.
Oh, yeah.
And looking at the categories, you got 1% burn. You got 9%. You got 9 creatures, which is 50% of creatures are strong. You're 77% draw, which is pretty solid.
Nice.
You got 14% evasion, 97% land. I'm running 37 lands in the deck, so missing land drops would be hard. All right. 14% landfall, 14% protection. That's 2 cards. 4% pump, 4 pump cards, 26%. Yeah, 57% ramp because we need it. 11 cards. Yeah, recursion, 1 card. They say it's 7%, but man, that's a tough 7%.
Yeah.
And 61% removal, which is rough. I don't think it's enough removal. Good removal. 12 cards.
Nice.
And here's a representation graph of that. Ooh. So you can see I'm going to get draw, land, ramp spells a lot, but they're like 3 drops. They're not doing a lot until like turn 6, 7.
Right.
Yes. See, there we go. Then
this doesn't give you that card card selection on the right.
this is I just switched screens to It's like
Right.
NDG card ROMs to show off the deck, show off its
Right.
abilities.
Right. But I'm just saying, it'll give you cards suggestions also on the right.
Right. Yeah, it gives me land suggestions. Put Exotic Orchard up there, that could be good. It's giving me lands. Like if I had a Tram, hell yeah, I'd run that. If I had the original Triline, if I had a Temur Ascendancy, which is $10, by the way.
Mm.
Yeah, $10, that's ridiculous.
Yeah, it is.
That's the stuff, I'd run those. Shock lands, yeah. Fetch lands, I would run those too, but no, those are expensive. You know, it's giving me expensive, pricey upgrade. Tarka World Render is not bad. It's a cheap card.
Hardened Scales.
Hardened Scales. Yep. I wouldn't run Chromatic Lantern in this deck. It's giving me weird upgrades. I think just looking at the color pints, these are cards that people run in those decks. Like Cyclonic Rift, I'd run, you know, if I had it.
Yeah.
Yep.
Oh
no.
That was my show there for a minute.
Your show. That's right. It's Hillbilly's show. So that's the deck tech, everybody. That's going through the deck. Now, as I was going through it, I was looking through cards, which I have. This is meant to travel decks. Right?
Nice.
Like, yeah, you're supposed to put deck boxes right here. You put them in deck, and you put whatever over here. You close it, put it in a backpack, you travel with it. Well, I converted it because the lid opens like this, so if in the bedroom or not. I can put all the cards I'm working on over here. These are all the cards I pull for the deck right here.
Mm-hmm.
So there's probably a good replacement for that one card in here. I'm like, this is a good deck building box. Instead of having cards everywhere, I can put the deck cards I'm looking through in there. This is a Christmas gift I got with those 3 deck boxes and sleeves.
Nice.
Yeah. So what do you guys in chat land think about the deck? I see there's 6 of you watching. What's up? Like, would you run that deck? I think it's a good deck. It's a beginner's deck.
I would give it a try.
Right? It's a slow deck.
Yep.
But when you get the mana out and you start playing those big creatures, that speeds up really well. Mm-hmm.
Slow start, but big ending.
Yes. Yeah, that's what it's supposed to do. That's what it is about in the deck. The Commander's Cascade's about.
Mm-hmm.
Ooh, let's see. I don't know. I think it's awesome. My brain's thinking, I'm looking at chat like chat's going to say something. So, Backwoods Collector, hello.
What's up, Backwoods?
So if you're looking for, there is a list of the cards in the deck in the description below, and the Architect link is in the description below if you want to look at the cards that way.
Mm-hmm.
Right?
What's up, Thomas?
Thomas, honestly, a huge sucker for Cascade, so I would try it out. But I already have a deck going for doing Cascade too many times. Huh, that's funny. That's awesome. Yeah.
Nice.
Well, yeah, like this is a deck because I have 3 decks to build, and I have to go through cards I already own because I have money, but that's set aside for shipping, you know,
right?
For shipping those
Coach.
Yeah, Coach. Woohoo! They are quite cheap.
Mm-hmm.
What are quite cheap?
Probably what he was talking about up there at right above
The mirror box?
No, probably right under Backwoods trees there. The slow fetch lands.
Oh. I like the slow fetch lands. Bad River. Oh, those are not bad. Okay. I didn't see that comment. I'm trying to keep up the chat. But yeah. Hold on. think it would be this one. My trade binder of awesomeness. Which got traded out really hardcore. It may not be in this binder. But I think I do have a mirror box somewhere. Just a random mirror box. Oh, I have a Spymaster Trust. You know what? Drop that.
Nice.
I'm going to put Spymaster. Yeah, here we go.
Drop it like it's hot.
That's right.
Nice.
So what I'm going to do live on camera is I'm going to find that enchantment that I said could be taken out. Where are you?
I wonder what Mr. Cane Shaker is doing right now.
Yeah, I wonder what he's doing too. He could be chilling.
Yep.
All right, so I'm taking out Season of Growth. And I'm going to help everybody out. I'm going to put in Edric Spymaster Trust.
What's he do?
He's the dude that says whenever a player attacks an opponent you control, they can draw a card.
Oh.
Like when they deal combat damage.
Nice. A huggy
It
card.
helps everybody out, but it helps me out. Yeah. Chicken came, bro. All right. Let me go to... Let me go here. Where's the draw cards? Draw. Land. Pump. Ramp. Draw cards. Season of Growth. -1. All right. And we're going to put in... There we go. Deck updated on website and everything.
Cool.
Yeah. I do have a mirror box. I'll try to fit in the deck because that's a good thing. It says the legend rule doesn't apply to permanency control. So that token doubler there, that token maker. So each legendary creature you control gets +1/+1. Each non-token creature you control gets +1/+1 for each other creature you control with the same name as that creature.
Mm-hmm.
Might be good.
Yep.
Yeah. What you guys going to talk about? I don't know. We just got done talking about a deck tech.
Yeah. I know what we could talk about. We talk about how wonderful Coach's Magic is.
Oh, Coach's Magic. Don't blame me. Don't blame me. He's a very nice dude. A long time ago, I don't know if you remember this, but DJ was selling fat packs, auctioning them off.
Mm-hmm.
Of Brothers War, and Coach bought one, and I didn't know this was his plan. And he sent me he bought it, and he's like, send it to Tortoise.
Oh, wow!
And he sent it to me, and in there was a Mox.
Nice,
that's crazy.
Something like that. Something I've done in the past.
Coach Magic, feeling like I need a cup of coffee with a little whipped cream. Sorry, Mr. Deck. You're good.
Yeah, you're
chilling.
good.
We got a couple minutes. I'm stretching this out to an hour. Yeah. But yeah. So yeah, no, it's good.
If anybody, go ahead.
A Brothers War gift bundle for STT. That's right.
Nice.
That's what he sent. Yep. I even still have the box. I still have the box. I put it in my dinosaur deck, my prize deck.
Cool.
Yeah.
If anybody wants to watch some arena gameplay on the 5th, which will be early access, I'll be doing that over there.
Oh, thinking of such, did you see the thumbnail I made you?
Did you redo it?
Because you didn't have all the information yet, so I left a blank spot where you can put in the information.
Okay, yeah. Well, it starts at 12 o'clock our time.
Well,
As
because you said
always.
you had an appointment that day,
Yeah, I'll have an appointment
and
sometime
that
that day.
appointment's going to take up a chunk of your day.
Yeah, it's going to take a little bit of the time, but I'm still going to do it. But
Look here, like you're not going to be able to play for a while because you have to get done with the appointment. I'm trying to talk about it without saying what it is. You got to get to the appointment. Right. You're gonna be gassed,
mm-hmm.
and you're not going to feel well for a couple hours.
Right.
Yeah, I know this because my wife went through the same thing you're going to go through.
Well, they tell me the gas is just going to be, not real heavy, just mild.
Yep. It's cool you hit a Mox Amber from that. Yeah, it was awesome. Yep.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, I appreciated it too. Yeah, so there might be a chance you don't get to do it. Or you'll start late.
Yeah, I'll start late, but I don't know. I can't say what time because of the thing I'm doing. Yeah.
Ooh, disappearing on us already.
Yep.
All right, everybody. It's been an hour and 1 minute and 33 seconds of counting. We're going to say goodbye so people can watch this video, go through it, add their comments. So if you have comments to the deck tech, you want to add decks and what comments of cards you'd like to see added to the deck, whatever, put it in the comments below. I might not have thought of them, might not have them, but give me some thought process on the deck. Thank you guys for watching, being awesome and amazing. And until next time, my friends, thank you, members, for being members. And remember, you guys are awesome.
I totally want to thank you for watching today's video. I really appreciate it, 100%. Like this video as if it's your favorite kind of pizza, dude. And if you wouldn't mind, consider smashing that subscribe button and hit that bell for notifications. Every one of these things you do helps the channel out a lot.
The moves, the strategies, and the flair. Superfast tortoise is running the show. The crowd goes wild wherever he goes. Shall shot, go. The tortoise way. He's the one to watch, the king of MTG.